Hey my witches, today I'm back with Lenormarch, which was started by the Truth and Story, and if you don't already follow her, go follow her because she's awesome. I am doing days 8 to 24. I know I've been behind. I did last week the first 6 days. I'm going to quickly go through the cards and what they mean to me, what I feel about the meanings. I'm not going to get super detailed about it as some other people have, just because I want to quickly go through them, and then I'm going to start doing the other days with the spreads and stuff in the future. So, all right. So number 1, we have the Rider. Oh, by the way, I'm using the Gilded Reverie Lenormand by Ciro Marchetti. This is my favorite Lenormand deck and my first Lenormand. So anyway, this is what the back looks like. So the first is the Rider. So the Rider is all about movement. It's all about quick, fast movement. It's about messages and information, things that are quickly coming your way. You can also look at the directionality of it to see which way it is moving towards you, whether it's from the past or the future. Second is the Clover. The Clover is about luck. It's about little luck. It's not big, giant, happy news, but it's little happy things. Sometimes gambling too. The Ship. The Ship is about movement, travel, slower movement, whereas the Rider is quick and fast. The Ship is slower and more long-term. The Ship can also stand for something from overseas or something foreign. 4 is the House. The House obviously represents an actual physical house. It can be your family or your place where you feel safe and secure. 5 is the Tree. The Tree for me really represents health. It also represents your ancestry and your lineage. So it really depends how it falls in a reading for me. Number 6 is Clouds. Clouds is about worries and anxieties and troubles, and pay attention when you're in a spread to which side the dark side is on and which side the light side is on. So the light side, what's on the light side is troubles are clearing, but if it's dark, on something, whatever falls on that side, it means that there's troubles with that. 7 is the Snake. I do see the snake as representing deception or deceit or someone untrustworthy, but it can also mean things like plumbing, like very literally, like pipes, or something that's not straightforward. Sometimes in health readings it comes up for intestinal trouble. 8 is the Coffin. The Coffin is about endings and death. Not physical death, I see it, but more as just an ending of some kind. And this can be neutral. Sometimes an ending is a good thing. 9 is the Bouquet. Now this is big good things. Unlike Clover, which is little good things, this is much bigger things. This also is like gifts, an invitation. It's something very, very positive that's coming into your life. 10 is a Scythe, also sometimes the Sickle. Well, this is the Sickle. Sometimes it shows as a Scythe. It's about harvesting. It's about sudden endings as opposed to death, which is more of a transition. But in this case, it's also about harvesting, that there's something good coming out of that ending. 11 is the Whip and the Broom. Sometimes just has a broom, sometimes just has the whip. This is about repetitive things. Sometimes this comes up when you're beating yourself up, or when there's an abusive or a situation that's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Irritating, like an irritating, repetitive, negative situation. 12 is the Birds. The Birds I feel is neutral. Some people see this one as negative, but it can be neutral. For me, it's just communication and talk. It depends what's around it. If it's negative stuff, it could be gossip or slander. But if it's positive, it might be just positive information that's coming your way. 13 is the Child, which can actually stand for a child or stand for something new. 14 is the Fox. Now, some people see the Fox as deceitful or a warning. I see the Fox as a side job or something that if you work from home or you have a secondary or a part-time job, that's what I see the Fox as when I read. 15 is the Bear. This can stand for a boss. It can also stand for a very strong mother figure, and depending on the cards around it, it can be positive or negative. 16 is the stars. Stars is about your long-term plans into the future. 17 is the stork. The stork is about movement. It can mean actually physically moving house, maybe you're moving jobs, but it is about movement and change. 18 is the dog. This stands for a loyal friend. I've also seen it stand for doctors. 19 is the tower. The tower stands for institutions, for government institutions, for hospitals, prisons. I also see this come up a lot for people as their full-time job or if they have a corporate job. 20 is the garden. Garden is public events, being in the public arena. And depending on the cards around it, it'll tell you what kind of public event. 21 is the mountain. Mountain is any obstacle that comes in your way. Now, obstacles aren't always negative. It depends what's around to kind of tell you a little bit more about it. 22 is paths. You have to make a choice at this point. 23 is the mice. Aren't they cute? Oh my gosh. Mice is about anything that's eating away at you, little by little, little nagging things over and over again. Where the whip is more about irritants and arguments, this is more about little worries and things eating away at you. It can also stand for somebody who's, you know, a thief at times, depending on the cards around, and it can stand for actual mice. 24 is the heart, and of course this stands for love, for emotions, for matters of the heart, for romance. 25 is the ring. Ring is about commitments, and it can mean marriage, but it can also mean partnerships or any situation where you've committed to something. 26 is the book. The book for me is mostly comes up as studying, as knowledge, as school, as learning, but it can come up as secrets depending on the cards beside it. 27 is letter. Letter can actually mean a physical letter, but it's information, it's things that are coming to you in paperwork, as opposed to birds, which is information coming to you by talking or speaking. 28 is the man. If I'm reading for a male, this is the significator for the man. If I'm reading for a woman, it can stand for a man in their life, usually a love interest, but not always. Same thing with a woman. This is used as a significator card for if I'm reading for a woman, but it can also come up for a man as a partner or somebody else in their life. 30 is the lilies. Some people use the lilies as sexuality. I actually see the lilies as somebody who's older. It stands for an older person. 31 is the sun. Sun, of course, is about love, happiness, joy, success. 32 is the moon. Moon is about our reputation. It's about how we are perceived in the public. It can often come up for career. It sometimes comes up as well for anything spiritual. 33 is the key. The key means something very important. Pay attention to this. Sorry, I'm looking where the cat is because you wandered off somewhere. 34 is the fish, which stands for money. It also stands for things flowing towards you. It's a very positive card. 35 is the anchor. Anchor is about security. Some people use this for their job, their long-term job. I just see it more as a sense of security and shows you what you are placing your values in. What's your anchor? And finally, 36, we have the cross. The cross is about suffering, burdens, anything that's sort of like a long-term problem that we're having to deal with, our cross to bear. So that's the 36 cards. Now, of course, Lenormand, unlike tarot, a single card is not going to tell you anything. You have to read it at least in a pair. So I'm going to shuffle, just to give you an example. A little shuffle here. Just keep an eye on the cat so he's not climbing on stuff. And let's see what we come up with together. Okay. 1, 2. Let's see what we have. We have paths or choice, and we have clover. Now it depends which way around you read them. Now the way I read is I take the first card as the noun and this as the adjective. So the second card is describing the first card. So in this case, if you pull these two cards, you would see that you have a choice to make. And what's the choice? The choice is described as a lucky choice. So you have a choice between two small good things. So there's no bad choice here. whatever you decide will come up to be good or lucky. If it's this way, what we have is a lucky situation, a lucky choice, a choice that comes up. It's a situation that's lucky and you have two options. It's pretty similar to the other one, but in this case, it's like you have a choice between two good things, and this is like, oh my gosh, I have a choice here that I didn't realize. It's so lucky. So it depends with the cards. Some of them, if you turn them, doesn't matter which way, it comes up pretty much the same, but there's others where it does change it. So I thought I'd just pull out two to just show, to give you an example. So that's my quick go through of the 36 Lenormand cards, and I'm really looking forward to the days with the spreads coming up, just to do a little bit more. I like combining, like I said, Lenormand with tarot. I feel like they are a really good mix, but I do it slightly different than some other people do, which I'll hopefully show in another video. Anyway, let me know what you think, what you think of Lenormand. Maybe there's some cards that you interpret differently than I do, which is totally fine. Put in the comments below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.